So, thank you for joining us. Welcome to House Rolls, and let's see here. Yeah, home for a couple of us geeks from the four corners of the U.S. who play a heavily homebrewed game of D&D 5e. With that, we're super excited to put. We're working on a couple of things, art and music. Nick, do you want to give like a little spiel about what you've been working on?
There's new music now. Yeah. There's a lot of music from very cool, very talented artists, and a lot of sound design stuff from that. Some stuff from Sword Coast Soundscapes. If you want to go and check out that channel on YouTube, or and some other great other composers and stuff that we can drop as well. So check those guys out. But yeah, music.
Woo! We're also working on some original compositions that I plan on trying to post once I get them to a good space. And I believe Nick is working on some eventually. So we look forward to bringing those to you somewhere down the line. With that, Michael, do you want to take a turn?
We just like to take this moment and recognize that Memorial Day is coming up, and so we just like to thank everybody for their service in the military and everyone who has sacrificed for our country and whatnot. We really appreciate you, and we wish the best of luck to you and your families.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, love, support, gratitude to you guys, and to those of you who have lost friends and family. So, thank you. With that. I believe we'll go ahead and dive right in. No intro yet, but we're working on it. And last we left you guys, we were in a situation where a couple of criminal groups, from some degree of understanding, you know that they were separate, kind of vying for the same goods in this house that now was vacant due to Croas leaving town and Christu, who had unfortunately passed. With that, Anton was hiding out on a roof above, watching the scene below, kind of keeping an eye and tabs on everyone. We had Paru, who had in a brutal display of defending his once lover's home, tear out the jugular of one of these thieves. Kadam was leaving and had lost sight of Paru, connecting with Iklin at the front, who was serving as a watch guard. And as this all is going on, Orchid, you reach the scene, and let's see here. What can I describe? What makes sense? You can hear the clattering of certain weapons. Nothing that is drawing attention of there's a fight actively happening, so much as people kind of preparing. There's an air of tension that you're able to kind of detect in this moment. Believe you would have heard perhaps Kadam say something to Iklin, and you do hear small footsteps approaching from behind you that are kind of latch onto the side of a house, and you hear them kind of pitter-patter up the side. What would you like to do?
Well, it sounds dangerous. So can I hear Iklin?
I would say you definitely heard the direction he's coming from, if that makes sense. I don't think he's talking now.
Okay, I'm going to move slowly that direction, but I want to be really careful because I don't want to like get into the middle of any active fighting or like get in the way of somebody who's like basically I'm going to mow down anybody in my way, and she doesn't want to be that person who gets mowed down. So she's like going to try to cautiously move in that direction while keeping an ear out for either anything dangerous or Iklin. Would be the most recognizable voice for her, and probably the loudest one. Okay,
perfect. So as you do so, go ahead and make a perception check for me, and we'll use that as kind of your check. It won't be a stealth check because you aren't really aware enough to hide per se, but you can use that check to kind of avoid and create a path that's less obstructed.
25.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, and that's without advantage. Should I do advantage? Because it's listening, so I get advantage
true.
on
That is true. You would get an advantage on that.
21, so the 25.
25.
21.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah, you are able to kind of, as you're making your way through back alleys, you're able to make your way in the direction that you heard Eklund's voice, while also stopping short of any particular alleys full of criminal voices or clattering of weaponry. Strangely enough, you hear a voice very close by with that 25 up on top, up from above you, that is almost whispering, and we shoot over to Antoine, and your friend Thomas has skittered up the side and is like, I thought I'd find you here.
Did I see him approach at all, or was he he sneak up on me?
You can hold. Let's see a contested roll here. Make a perception check.
Oh my god, Thomas. That's a 16. Oh no, wait, that's a 2, so that's a 6.
Well, he's really bad at sneaking and rolled really low too. So you like the pitter patter was maybe more of a clunk to dunk across the several surfaces, hopping on boxes, creaking and whatnot. And you look behind you and you can see that Thomas is kind of making his way up.
What are you doing here?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I thought there would be a problem.
You don't live around. Do you live?
No, I don't live
even
around
know.
here at all. Actually,
Why are you here?
well, I thought there was going to be some trouble, so I thought I'd make my way over and, you know.
What do you? Are you behind this?
Of course not. It's ridiculous. But one does hear a few
Insight
things down the
check.
streets. Yeah, go for it.
That's not very good either. An 8.
8. Difficult to read. He seems genuine, but he's always kind of seemed genuine. You hear things throughout the street, and, I heard there was a Goliath making his way over, heard a couple clanking of weapons, and thought, better make sure he's okay. Also, the individuals that I met last night made their way over this way as well. I thought, better make sure they're okay. By the way, if you get in a pinch, there is a house about 2 blocks south of here.
I'll just take my chances. Why are you here again? I don't understand. I do not understand.
Antoine, I'm here to help.
With what?
Well, it looks like there's a conflict about to happen, so it's about that simple. You doing okay up there? And he hops up and kind of knocks your head a little bit.
I'm just gonna turn my back to watching whatever is in the street. I'm very confused, and I'm taking note of this.
Let me put it this way. Our interests are aligned. Mine, both with yours and with many of your friends, as far as I can tell.
What are my interests? Please tell me. Tell me what my interests are.
Oh, you know exactly what your interests are.
Then you will be able to tell me.
What's the fun in that? It's no game.
I think you're bullshitting me.
You can think about it that way if you like, but regardless, there's a safe house 2 blocks south. Just saying. I've already told them that you'll be making your way over there.
Looking in the street.
Says, all right, nice to see you, Antoine. Maybe a game of cards sometime soon.
Go fuck yourself.
You do. And he hops off the side, clanking and making noise on the way down. At this point, Kadem and Iklin, I want you guys to make perception checks.
Perception. Okay, that's cock now, but that was gonna land on 8, so I'll take it.
20. Okay.
10.
All right, Iklin, Kadem, you make your way over to Iklin. On your way out, knowing that the other two have kind of left, you hear another clatter, and you hear Paru let out a little bit of a yelp. And so, Iklin, in your moment, you do have a reaction. What would you like to do here?
Do I know that Kadem is behind me?
You know Kadem stands between you and Paru in a very small hallway.
So I'm in, but I'm still outside though.
You're still outside, yes. Kadem is like in the doorway.
Hang on, I want to clarify too. There are still like armed thugs that are outside. Okay,
Yes,
we're still in this weird precarious situation.
Yes.
And I'm still like, and the thugs are still watching me because I'm kind of preventing them from getting in the house, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Also, now that it's on your turn, you can see Orchid kind of poke her way around a corner in an alleyway that is not occupied by thugs.
Oh. If any of you move, I will personally dismember you. Stay where you are. And I'll go inside really quick.
Roll an intimidation check at disadvantage. That was the cheeriest intimidation thing I've ever seen. You've given them a command. Making your way in, I'll go ahead. It takes you a little bit to pass by Kadem. And so as you do, you kind of reach the room, and you can see Paru just barely disappearing through some shrubs on the others, like about 50 feet away through the window.
What's in the room?
There is shattered glass where the window once stood. There is a desk that is opened. There seem to be kind of like manila folders, that kind of thing there. There are a number of scrolls on it, most of which you did see Kadem come from this room. So you imagine Kadem's kind of gone through some of this stuff in this room.
Do I see any people?
There is one dead person. Their throat just like absolutely just ripped and torn. They're just kind of...
No! I'll turn around, I'll walk right back out, and I'll grab Caden by like the collar, and I'll start walking towards the spout. Come, we're leaving now.
Okay, as you go back to Kadem, you realize that the gangs have started to close in, and you are being confronted on 3 sides by seemingly 3 separate factions. What would you like to do in this situation? You are currently surrounded.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Does law enforcement exist in this city?
It does, but they're typically slow to the chase, shall we say.
What are they called? Are they called police? Are they called guards?
Yeah, we'll just say guards for now. I will come up with a faction name soon.
Grabbing Caden by the collar, I'll just walk towards the direction of Orchid, and I'll say, "Make a hold, please. Have at it. Go. Have fun." I'll just start pulling him through the crowd.
This is so stupid. But I'm gonna shout, guards, scatter!
Okay. Performance check, I guess.
Oh, come on. I'm not a czar anymore. I'm not proficient in that. 3!
Yes!
3.
I sounded very intimidating.
Yes, very intimidating. As you shout this out, there are like 2 probably like younger members of these gangs that just kind of like look around in fear, and like some of the others just kind of chuckle and laugh at them and like you know nudge each other and whatnot. with that, Iklin, as you make your way through, you're going to be confronted. Hey, hand everything over first you got.
No, and I'll keep walking.
They're going to hit you. That is going to... Ooh. That is a natural 20 on one. And wow, a 1 and a 2 on the damage die. Great. So that's 3 for a critical hit plus 4 strength, so 7. And then the other one is a 15, which I don't think hits you. So.
No, it does not. The person who... Did he stab me? What did he do?
Yeah, he went at you with what seems to be some kind of club, maybe a crowbar.
I grapple his throat.
Make a grapple action.
I will do so.
Since I didn't do anything, Cal, whenever you asked me,
Yes.
I was gonna.
26.
Okay.
I'm going to take the time, and I'm just gonna take my bag of caltrops, and I'm just gonna throw it on the ground around us.
Okay, you throw them on the ground. I assume you kind of leave one narrow space so that you guys can walk through that.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, so there's one space surrounded by caltrops. Got it. As you do so, you can see that some of the caltrops are kind of like bounced off of people, spread out in that area. What are you going to do with your successful grapple check, Iklin?
As I grapple his throat, I slightly lift him up as my eyes shine extremely blue, almost unnaturally. My fangs will sharpen, and I will frost breath his face.
Oh shit! Okay. And that is point blank.
Yes, it is.
Even though I'm gonna house rule this as a disadvantage because of the unique circumstance it's in. It is a Constitution save. That is gonna be a 13, which fails. Right?
Nope. Yep, fails.
Okay, yeah. How much damage do you do? What is it? 2d6?
Yeah, it's not a lot right now.
Low levels.
4 frost damage to the face.
Okay, as you shoot this cold breath, it fans out in front of you, and it hits some of the people behind him as well. You can see that in that moment where there's previously most of these guys were pretty confident. Now they're like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And go ahead.
After I do so, I just fling him off and continue walking.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll anything for this. They are scared shitless here. These are very minor thugs who just got here first. As you guys are making your way, you make your way towards Orchid. You guys can hear that there are a number of noises. It seems that there seems to be clanking of metal from maybe other gangs, maybe guards, you're not sure, but they are kind of closing in around this location. Antoine, you on the rooftop can kind of see that there are indeed both of these headed this direction. So with that, Antoine, what would you like to do in this situation? You're muted.
You're muted.
Ooh, I was muted. Nice. And I'm guessing I see where they go, like the alleyway they duck through.
Yes.
Is it near the building I am standing on top of? Or is it like the other, like where am I in proximity to all of this?
It is close by. So you're basically at kind of the most ideal situation. You can see the house, you can see the gangs in the open street before you. You can kind of see a little bit of weaponry and armored individuals coming through in the various different alleyways in a short distance away.
I am going to rush down off the building.
Okay.
If there are stairs, using those, hopefully. And try to basically head off the 3 fleeing people and just my house right now. And I'm just going to start walking towards my house.
Okay. All right.
Orchid, this way.
Okay.
All right. With that, the 4 of you make your way along the path.
Where's Paru?
Paru has fled. Let's discuss it later.
As you guys make your way in and out, let's go ahead and have someone roll a perception check, and someone roll a stealth check. Let's say a general charisma check for directing, and then somebody can roll. Everybody rolls a stealth check after that. So, whoever wants to kind of head this.
Charisma check for
Antoine. Okay.
direction, or okay.
Yeah.
You said charisma.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, who does anyone want to roll a perception check to try and help? Eliminate bad ways to go.
I can do a perception check, listening for them coming different ways.
Okay, go for it. Yeah, that's perfect.
Is it just straight charisma, or what are we talking?
Yeah, just flat charisma.
Okay, that is an 11.
19.
11 and 19. Okay, so Orchid, you kind of find ways to communicate this way, not that way, and kind of relaying that to the rest of the group. Antoine, in your efforts to kind of assist in this area, you find yourself stumbling over your words, which is very odd for you. And as you guys make your way through, I'm gonna have you guys roll stealth flat with no advantage or disadvantage.
3.
Ooh.
Holy shit, 17.
Nice.
That's like a 0 modifier.
Nice.
That is a... Oh no, wait, sleight of hand is the one that I double. That's still very nice, though. That's a 23.
23?
He barely beat me. 22.
22. All right. So everybody is wandering through, and everybody's super successful at being quiet, except for Iklin. And
In character, though. That's very
oh yeah. Perfect. So as you make your way through, you're trying to find your way around these various different voices, these very different noise. Unfortunately, you kind of run yourselves into a dead end where you find yourself being surrounded. There is, however, a door, and beyond that door, it gets opened, and you see a large arm and hand jut out, and you hear, "Come inside, quickly." Orchid, you
I'll go
recognize this
inside.
voice.
I do?
Yep. Omar.
Oh! No, I'm going in.
Okay.
Come on.
Hey, what are we waiting for?
If she goes in, I go in.
I'll check behind me as I'm going in.
Okay. You guys make your way in, and as he kind of shuts the door behind all of you, you see before you a grizzled turtle with dark green wrinkled skin, showing signs of age, but a well-built muscle lies underneath. He is adorned in a mundane vest and skirt, and he holds a multi-belled brass instrument with tubes that wind and curve in on itself. There are cork-like objects in the bells themselves. With a collar slung haphazardly around his neck and a look of relaxed intensity, he looks to you all seemingly indifferently, with eyes that fall upon Orchid. So what kind of problems have you all gotten into?
I am immediately looking for the other door so we can just walk through the house out the other end.
You might want to wait just a moment before you leave. Also, you might want to read the paper before you do as well.
What
Who
paper?
should be reading the paper?
It concerns Paru.
Oh no.
Oh, no, that's not very good.
So, with that, I will now show you guys the paper. You see the
Really
Seaside
quick, we all can
Oracle,
read, right?
No.
except for Orchid. Which leads me to the point, I would like to ask somebody to read it aloud to Orchid.
Yes.
I am not looking
Absolutely.
at the paper. I will
read
waiting
the
by
paper.
the door with a cigarette, impatiently waiting, because
Alright.
I do not. If I met this person, I don't know them well enough to be waiting in their house.
Okay, that's fair.
Where are you putting this handout, Cal?
I am putting it in Roll20, so y'all should see it very soon.
And I didn't really get a chance to mention it, but Orchid is like, she's got a big old coat on. And she's got like a scarf around her head, and she's wearing like a man's collar. And she's also wearing rubber dish gloves.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Fish gloves.
All right.
I love it.
Like she cobbled together an outfit.
Okay, I love it.
And also can't see. But the rubber dish gloves are important.
Oh,
Let
all
me see the
right.
paper.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The Seaside Oracle. Iglin grabs the paper. I, Monica Glass, have uncovered a most wretched story. While most of us anxiously awaited the festival of this most memorable New Year's Eve celebration of 999 Yalminsk.
That's correct.
Minsk. It has been made apparent to me that some plotted revenge. The case of the Karen Cat returns to the pages with the most devastating sequel to the scandal from the past. As you all remember, Paru, a druid from Karen, came to win the heart of our city's angel, Christu Taxoneri. I admit I failed you in the past, believing it to be an innocent gush of young love. But recent events have made its way to my eyes, ears, and now yours. Paru is an enchanter. We figured he was young and naive at the time. Mother Taxoneri, 47. We thought he was just desperate to fit in. So we removed the enchantment and kept it quiet and just told him not to return. They, of course, gave me the device with which the outsider used to bewitch the Tabaxi woman, a bracelet of nefarious design intended to rewrite memories. A limited and crude enchantment, but nevertheless effective. This brings me to the epic conflict last night. With an arcane smokescreen to obscure the fight itself, we shall never know what truly happened. But witness states that amplified effects of the natural world were involved. Flashes akin to light and crashes like thunder filled the gambling tent. She was thrown into the air above the cloud, and a bolt of lightning shot from it at her, says Barbara. 23. Local authorities have stated that Paru, among other witnesses, and those of the highest nobility, will be called to the hearing. Yes, nobility. In the case of Christu's death, medical professionals and scientific and magical methods believe that the enchantments used on the poor girl drastically decreased her chances of survival. Keep her and her family in your thoughts and prayers, that her journey to the blessed realm be swift, and for comfort to meet them in this dark hour.
at the bottom of this page, you notice that there are a number of families addressed, as there's a short paragraph describing that the families of the highest nobility will be employed in the jury. Among those names, you find the Ira family, the Pitof family, the Von Kui family, the Alvani family, the Venestra family, the Amarillo family, the Estrathello family, the Vallejo family, the Rictum family, and Smith.
Would you have a person named Smith?
There is a Smith family.
That's
is a
wonderful.
Does Iglin read all those names out?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
You recognize a lot of them.
Yeah.
Von Kui.
I am smoking my cigarette. I am on the next cigarette at this point.
This does not bode well.
Von Kui is Thomas's family name. Alvani is Lethyra's family name, and Venestra is Callan's family name.
Okay, hang on. Von Kui is Thomas.
Yep. And
I have no idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll send them to you in
yeah.
message.
Yeah.
It's the Claw. They like their fancy spellings.
Yeah.
I will also post the full list in chat for you guys as well. But with that, as you all stand there reading this article, this turtle individual kind of looks to all of you. What would you all like to do in this moment? You have a few moments before the conflict kind of passes over and you're able to leave without being caught. But until then,
this does not bode very well.
Well,
I
have nothing to do with this anymore, so
I think Paru might be in a small amount of danger.
he is in more danger than you could possibly know.
Oh, no.
Have I turned myself in?
He spun the entire story against him to save crows for some reason.
Yeah, but it wasn't him.
No. But they will spin it however they want to further their goals. And evidently Crows is somehow important enough.
Orchid, don't blame yourself. She struck first. You defended Paru. You were not at fault.
Yeah, well, I still just, kept hitting her.
It doesn't matter. The jury will not give a shit either way. As much as I don't like this bird one, he is right on that account.
No, but if I was to go to jury, I mean,
They don't give a shit.
They're not.
They'll throw you as well as Paru in jail.
And the
In fact, I don't know why you all were stupid enough to go to this woman's house the day after a conflict with her. What the fuck were you thinking? You two!
I had
was-
to.
probably sentimental, Like,
I could understand Paru, but you two?
we went because we didn't want Paru to do anything stupid.
You could have stopped him by not letting him go in the first place. If you cared so much for your friend.
I simply wanted to make sure that he did not get himself into obvious trouble.
Is that why you went in the house and were looking around in this?
I was just looking, as Paru had promised me.
You were looking
Promised to
for
pay
money,
me.
weren't you?
You were looking through a dead
for
woman's
to
things?
Steal
Paru
from a
had
dead
offered
woman.
me
You were
payment.
stealing from a dead woman?
No,
That was
not from the woman. Paru made sure that I took none of her things, and I swore
That-
to him
that
I would
doesn't-
not.
That doesn't... It doesn't make it okay.
I only took items that were of Croas's belongings, and I only cared about
That
Croas.
Paru knew of, he was not with her
I only took,
recently.
I made sure to just take items of Croas's.
And Croas and her were together. They probably had a lot of shared things.
Look,
Now
I
you're
know
just
you
like
are-
a looter and a bandit like the rest of
Look,
them.
I know you are new in town, but there are rules when you play the game that I play, that you are trying to play. There are rules. And rule number 1 is to not go around trying to steal the things from dead people.
What games are we trying to play?
All right, now, I think the game you're all trying to play is get Paru out of trouble.
By the way, he's in more trouble than he may have been let on. Well, not just with the authorities, I think. The gangs or whatnot. I don't really know. Is there several different? I mean, there were very different factions, but Paru was in the house. I was outside, and I went
What
back
did you
in.
see? What did you see?
Paru
quickly.
ran away, and there was a dead person. So Paru tore the throat out of someone.
But you didn't see it.
I didn't. I did not. No.
Then
Did
you
you,
don't
bird
know.
man? Did you, little bird?
I did not tear the throat out of anyone. I had shot
But-
my crossbow.
I am asking if
Maybe
you
Safari
saw Paru, or did you just go off on your own?
I did not see Paru do it. I left the room and I told Paru to follow as we left the house.
I mean, we should
Evidently.
admit that we've seen a lot of weird things recently, or weird things have been happening. I mean, we can't really just say out and out that it's Paru.
I could tell. It may not have been, but I could tell that there were claws involved.
I would like Orchid and Antoine to make history checks. Orchid, you will get yours at advantage.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Okay.
That's a 19.
21 and 19. Okay, so the information gathered is going to be different for both of you. For Orchid, you recall at one point Paru was kind of the talk of the town. You've been here long enough that you've kind of overheard some of the old rumors regarding it. From your perspective, there was it seemed that Christu's family was very, very much opposed to them courting for the short time that they did. And there were definitely rumors that they were involved in their splitting going on that you've heard of. For Antoine, because you got kind of more of a bird's eye view and you're kind of recalling information relating to that, you recall doing the work that you do, that on a rare occasion, a noble family has been observed making deals with a lot of these thugs. The thugs that you saw, at least in the front portion, all of them were kind of like nondescript, less organized, except for one group. You recognized a dove symbol on a lot of their attire, some tattoos and whatnot, and that makes you think that that group was definitely employed by one of the major noble families for whatever reason.
I'm immediately going to go into my case and just look through any notes that I may have taken on anything related to any thugs with the dove or whatnot. If I know any of them or seen them hang around the house or whatnot of the noble families.
Yeah, so as you kind of make your notes, you have some vague, we're going to use your same history check to kind of like sift through these notes, I think. That's appropriate here. As you're kind of skimming through, you have notes on them making exchanges with the Venestra family, and the let's see here, things that you've noticed. You've definitely noticed them with the Rictum and the Vallejo. There was one time you noticed them with the Venestra family, and a couple times you noticed them with the Estrathello. You do not have any records of the Ira, Pitef, Von Kui, Alvani, or Amaryl or Smith families from the list of juries, at least. Kind of calling to, affect the recent ones that you've been made aware of.
Yep.
You probably see Caden right now. He pulls out a book and he's just jotting down notes in it. He's moving like a feather that's being used out as a bookmark out of the way, and he's just taking notes, just trying to figure out everything.
As you're kind of like listening to what's going on, you recall the dove symbol perfectly, Kadam, so you can make a note that you know where you can like note that symbol on sight.
Yeah.
So.
Is Kadam trying to look over Antoine's shoulder at his notes?
No, he is not.
Okay.
He's taking his own notes and he's like sketching out that dove symbol so that way he remembers it.
Okay.
Onma, is this what everybody thinks, or is this just the newspaper?
It doesn't matter if it's the paper, then
Is your
everybody
name
will think
Onma?
it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
What?
Onma, is this what people think, or is this just the paper?
It depends. You can go to some people, and I imagine there will be a number of, protests in regards to this paper today that they'll probably, run into. There will be a number of people who are shut in their houses out of fear, until at least Paru is taken into custody. People here have all sorts of opinions. You're going to find people of every kind. To be perfectly honest, this is a very interesting jury that they've put together, because half of them tend to be, very keen on spotting issues.
Yeah, and half of them are not even real nobles, so I don't understand what the fuck is going on.
Well, if they've assembled what you would say are not real nobles, why would they put them on there if not just to ensure an outcome?
Would the
Would be
jury
my
be
thought.
rigged?
Possible. I would not say it's unlikely at all.
Is Monica Glass to the Seaside Oracle trustworthy? Obviously, Orchid does not read papers, so she wouldn't be familiar too terribly.
True. Yeah. All you would hear is just. Yeah.
I'll look over at Kadem. Wait, wasn't that the one reporter?
Yes, she was the one down at the docks the other day and
Right.
doing that report.
So she saw us both
Yes.
in the fight
Yeah.
down at the docks.
Yeah.
So she knows who we are.
Yeah.
And if she's being used as an eyewitness, it's probably not the best for us.
No. No, it is not.
Antoine's currently gonna start wiping the extra tattoo face paint he put on his face, and he's gonna start reapplying. He's gonna reapply just blush and stuff so that he looks like he has no markings on his face.
Okay.
Like just straight as human looking face as possible.
Okay, that's fair. And you do have a more human skin tone, as in comparison to some Goliaths. So yeah, go ahead and make your disguise kit check. I would say you definitely have enough time to take it at advantage. So
I have this, please. Onmar never answered my question.
The question about the people, their perception.
If Monica Glass and the Seaside Oracle are trustworthy news sources.
Oh fuck no. The Seaside Oracle is full of all sorts of problems. Sometimes it's interesting, but that's about it. That's the only weight I gave it.
Okay. Bilbo, please.
I'm guessing you're familiar with Orchid here. I guess we can trust you that you won't tell anyone we were here. Yes.
Who is here?
Exactly.
We were here.
Iglin.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
It should be clear. You all can make your way. Just.
How much did Tomas pay you again?
He called in a favor.
How much did he pay you?
He didn't pay me anything.
I dropped 2 gold coins then on the table.
That sounded heavy.
All right.
Come on, let's go.
Where should we go?
I shall take this as a tip.
We don't have a very established game plan as of yet.
I am going to my house. If you would like to join me, if you want to follow me for some reason, I have not been paid to do any more on this. Everything that I'm doing now is as a favor. If you want to join me, that is fine. And I'm going to walk out the door.
Following.
I will follow.
Okay.
I don't understand, but I also don't know where the hell to go because this isn't my part of town. So
No, it's not.
Okay, this way. This way. Yes, this way.
okay.
All right.
Cool, I go to my house. My shack of the house.
Yep. You go to your shack house. Humble in all of its ways. And do you have like a vague description of what your shack kind of looks like?
Sure. So, the house is probably a few minutes away in more of the slums of the neighborhood, and it's a small, squat, stone kind of building, just one singular floor, with like some kind of not even paned windows, and like a very thatched and patched up roof that's seen some wear and tear and has like metal and like different pieces of wood that have like covered holes and all over. And on the inside, there's this scratched up kind of dark wooden floor, kind of holes every now and then. But there are lovely kind of pillows in the main living space, and pots adorning a as much as you could clean kitchen counter that's been well worn and used. There's like a corner that's like tipped off. And it smells very much of saffron.
Okay. I was about to say, what does it smell like for Orchid?
Just smells like saffron. You can definitely hear a mouse that runs in at one point.
All right.
Smells like saffron and teen spirit.
Yeah.
All right.
Are we close to the ocean at all?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, you can definitely hear the ocean from this location, especially you. But as you guys settle in, or at least open the door, you, Antoine, very recognizably notice your father sitting there in conversation with your benefactor. He looks over. Or at least your childhood benefactor, maybe, is a better way to address the situation.
I open the door and then go, "Oh, sorry, I'll be right back later." And then I close the door. And then walk down the road and say, "We should not go inside."
Is something wrong?
Clearly something's wrong.
I would let you know, my dear Orchid, if something was the matter. But it is just, it is not the right time. And I go walk to a nearby alleyway.
This is not the best place to hide.
Okay.
I have other places that we could lay low in if we need to. If that is what you are needing.
I don't want to be part of any sort of criminal element.
I'm not really trying to be criminal, in all honesty.
You are not very good at hiding the fact that you are a criminal. I will say that.
He's really
Well,
good
it
at
just-
looking like it.
Wait, does that mean you're a criminal? And I'll point at Antoine.
No. What have I given off that would have soon back?
Criminal.
Oh. Well. he
All I
seems
know
friendly.
is ever since Kedum came around Paru's gotten into trouble.
Maybe one of your hiding places is not the best idea, Kaden.
That's okay.
I am just going to keep my eyes around the corner of the alley until I see my dad's boss leave.
Okay. You wait for a while. I will say you all, aside from, kind of the random homeless individual who kind of goes your way and sees a group of armed, very different looking people.
It is okay, Marcus. It's okay. They are my friends.
Hello there!
Are you
Don't worry about
sure?
it. They're okay, Marcus.
Also, who
Marcus,
the fuck are you? What are you doing?
Marcus, it is okay. Trust me, it's okay.
Make a
play Swindle
persuasion
Stones.
check with disadvantage because you are not Antoine right now.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's not a great one. But yeah, that's a. What is that? I have double on that though, so that's 15.
Hello, my
Marcus,
friend.
I wipe a little bit of the makeup off the teeth. It is me. It's me and Marcus. Look.
Oh,
Yes.
it's been a while.
It has been a while, my friend. Are you doing okay? How's your cat?
He kind of goes up and like touches your face. You look
It
so
is me.
different.
Yes. It's a little bit of makeup. How's your cat?
She
Wearing
died.
makeup.
Oh, I'm sorry to see.
I found another one though.
Oh,
So, you know, trying to train it right now.
is it a boy or a girl?
I haven't checked.
It's fair. It is fair.
I think I'm gonna name it Alex. It's a nice unisex
It
name.
is a nice name. It is a very nice name. I'm literally just like this whole conversation, just like peering over.
Yeah, you're able to observe throughout the whole time. You have a nice conversation with the Marcus, and eventually, you do see your childhood benefactor leave your father's house.
Okay, Marcus, it was so good to catch up with you.
It was really nice.
Tell you what,
I'm missing you
I have-
around.
my house for dinner tomorrow night.
Oh,
How about that?
food
My house for dinner.
food like a Baker's Choice times.
Oh.
I miss it.
As best as I can do, my friend. I will try my best.
All right.
Tomorrow night, be there. And then come.
All right. And he
And
kind of
yeah.
goes off and is kind of, he's brightened up, very, very excited at the prospect of speaking to Antoine, once upon a time. So you guys make your way into the house. Your father is kind of leaned over. He's sitting on one of the cushions and just kind of, he's a little sprawled out on the ground with just kind of his chin in his hand.
I am wiping the rest of the makeup off my face and just. Why was he here? Well, passed by Mr. Peter there.
Yeah, he has a proposition for us. Ones that will get us entirely out of debt.
What? Is there like do I see like him holding a piece of paper or anything or like?
Yes.
Okay, I go to like grab it and read it.
Okay. As you're kind of reading it, your father says he's proposing that I do one last run on the Lucky Saint, and he wants you to stand in for the family in the jury. Since there are records with your name, you can technically do that. He seems invested.
What the fuck?
Paru's jury.
This can't be. Oh, Papa, these are the people who decided to have some fun. Well, and not for her. She was at the bar last night. You probably remember.
Oh, no,
Nice to
I know
meet
your
you.
dad.
Yeah, we've worked on the docks.
Yes,
Yes, we've worked together a couple of times. But
Sorry,
anyway, it's so nice to see you, Orchid.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure working with you.
I would say very similarly. It's you're always very hard worker and very well driven. Know your shit,
It's always nice to work with somebody who's experienced, not somebody green. He has big dreams of the sea and all of it.
100% I'm with you.
So you told them to fuck off, right?
No, it's one last trip. And for you, I mean, I didn't sign it obviously because I wanted to bring it up with you, but I figure, you stand in for this jury. They want you to work your charms. They have their own ways, but they're not charismatic, shall we put it. Great minds for business, but not with people. And so they're hoping you can kind of sway the jury in a way that makes Paru non-guilty.
Not guilty.
Well, that's good because he's not. He's not guilty.
At least the truth is on your side. Not that it counts for much in this city.
Why is Peter so invested? Did he tell you, or did he just say he very much would like to see me?
He did not say much, just that this was what he wanted, and he offered flat out pay. I mean, you can see it in black and white. We can.
Papa, you spoke to him for a few hours. You did not speak to him for 5 minutes. There has to be more that he told you.
Your assignment was simple. Mine, not so much. This trip is going to take a while.
Where are you going?
He said there is a conflict far to the north that he's a part of. Or invested in there. It's one of the reasons he can't show up. This jury, it happens tomorrow, and he plans on taking his family and, me and his crew north side. He's going to be absent from Nurani for quite a while. Nuren.
You're ferrying family?
Something like that. Anyways, you have the family name and documentation for it. You can stand in the jury. Your job is done. I come home in a few months, if that long, and we are free.
You just see Kadam in the corner taking furious notes as well.
Don't you fucking write any of this down, you weaselly shit.
You see him oddly writing right to left as well.
Don't write notices right to left. I don't know.
You want to be disrespectful in my house? Are you really gonna play that? Put the pen and paper down.
He puts the feather and he closes his book.
He did say that there will be a Fabrial on board our ship, and made a very generous offer to leave the other Fabrial with you. So we can, at the very least, be in contact when neither of us are busy. Could exchange notes. Make the time go faster, I guess. He's always been more generous with, his workers than a lot of the nobility.
He's not nobility. We've been over this. He's not nobility, Papa.
Nobility is such a flexible term in this city. Whoever can garner influence. That's all it is.
Who wants tea? I want some tea. I immediately I start making some tea and grabbing teacups from the.
I would love some.
Okay.
Which they're all china that's been cracked.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
They're 100% fine china that was thrown away at the pawn shop and bought on discount.
Yep. Oh yeah. No. 100%. I love it. Love the flavor here. As you kind of go to the kitchen to start the kettle, pick out a couple of teas, the rest of you kind of sit down with Zarab, and he says, I don't believe I have officially met you. I remember you. I don't know your name, though. And he points to Kadam.
Kadam. I believe I used a similar name whenever we first met.
Something similar. Maybe. I'm old. My memory is failing. But it is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Zirab, if I didn't give you that name earlier. But it's always good to have a
Careful with
person
your
who's been nice.
things. Careful with your things. He has sneaky fingers.
You know me too well, son. I don't keep important things on my body.
I also don't steal
That's-
from you. I know better than that.
I was about
But
to
you
say,
steal
my
from
boy,
dead
could
women.
probably turn the whole city against you if you did. Mike, you were muted if you were talking. Oh, okay. Anyways, who is this other large fellow? You are almost as big as my boy.
Hello, I am Iklin Frost.
Oh, you speak with such an interesting accent. Where are you from?
Thank you. I am from Nildon.
Ah, place of mystery.
Yes, but
Can
I see you're a man of culture, so I work with a lot of people similar to you. So let's perhaps do the usual greeting. And I'll post up my arm wrestling match.
Just to clarify, you're talking to a small human man.
Oh,
Like,
this is not Goliath.
5'10".
No.
Okay, never
Like,
mind.
He kind of says, why not? He's got some muscle. He does physical labor for a living,
Okay.
and seems to have taken really good care of himself. So he has some muscle on him.
Okay, so I'll do this. Well, you good sir are most impressive. So perhaps we set to make
Alright.
different types of greeting, and I'll post up.
All right, make your athletics check. He got a 14.
Yes. Where's my? What?
Oh, you definitely win that one.
I didn't. I can't. I don't even know where it is. Hold on.
17 is what
17,
popped up for
okay.
me.
Yeah,
Yep.
17.
All right, so with the 17 versus a 14, you fight for a bit, and finally you kind of like prise, but he puts up a little bit more fight than you thought he would, and he pushes it to the ground. As you both are kind of on the ground, there's not, if I recall right, there's not really a table, right? So much as just like kind of
no,
cushions.
there's no table.
Yeah, so this is like you both are like on your bellies, you know, angled like this. So
Yeah, it's beanbag chair
Yeah.
land.
oh yeah, 100%. It's like, I like it.
You're very strong.
I try to take care of myself, but no, nothing compared to you. Or my boy, for that matter.
Orchid is just standing very awkwardly this entire time with her back like against the door so she can feel like the doorknob.
We are being less cultured right now. Let's, I am sorry, Orchid. I didn't mean to engage in such emotional bouts.
I'm not 100% sure what happened, but it's fine.
Oh, we hit an arm wrestle.
Oh yeah, Eklund's been, yeah, Eklund does that a lot.
Ah.
Well, recently, at least this trip.
Very well.
I've been spending a little too much time on the airships with Goliaths.
Makes sense. They
I
are
thought you were
quite the
with
bunch.
kobolds.
Well, it's with kobolds, but there's a lot of Goliaths for like the heavy lifting and such.
Oh, okay.
All right. How's that tea coming, my boy?
I bring the tea out. Papa, do you know where I left which cabinet I left the bulletin?
Remind me as a DM, the bulletin for
For my pistol.
Bullets.
Bullets. Okay.
Bullets.
Bullets.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe you left him on the cabinet top shelf, far left when you enter the kitchen.
Hand is on the doorknob.
Oh no! I just need to make sure I know where they are. You're okay, Orchid. Come, sit. Why are you so distant?
I'm fine over here, thanks.
Is it that you cannot feel your way through the cushions?
No, I
Papa,
just
why don't-
was standing by the door.
Ah, Orchid, come on. He's made some tea.
Oh, I don't want any. It's fine.
It's really good. I'm very good at tea.
Orchid, what is the matter? We've worked with each other. We've had some venting.
No, it's fine. I'm just gonna stay by the door, and I'll talk to you. It's fine. I'll just stay far away over here.
I will go next to Orchid and
Oh no.
just whisper. If you want some privacy and you want a quick escape in case anything is the matter, my room is down the hall. There is an open window that will lead straight to the dock, where you can, if that is what you would prefer, you may go with there.
I'm okay.
Okay? Papa, what are we having for dinner tonight?
I don't know. I haven't been out to the market. You know what? Why don't I can make a quick trip to the market. We'll get some fish. Does anyone have any preferences? Do red snapper, salmon. What do you prefer?
I am good
God.
with any ocean fish.
Tilapia.
I love fish.
Well, I mean, salmon's freshwater, but I mean, it's kind of expensive.
Yeah, it depends on where you get it from.
I mean, tuna's just fine with me. Bluefin. It's good.
All right.
I know Icklin likes crab
Wonderful.
and shellfish.
I wish I could offer a more vegetable-filled experience, but little tight on budget sometimes. Anyways, I will be back soon. He makes his way off.
Okay, Papa.
What did you say?
Yeah. I did. Okay,
Oh,
Papa.
okay. Yes. Yep. He heads off to return at a later time. You all are left in the room.
Okay, so I am guessing that you all followed me because you feel bad and want to get Paru out, yes? That is the plan, right? To get Paru out of trouble?
Yeah, I mean that's what I want to do. I didn't know why we followed you. I just didn't know how to get out of that part of the city. But I guess now you know if you're going to be on the jury. I mean,
I would like to not see an innocent man get railroaded by a bunch of nobles. Or as you even say, a bunch of even non-nobles as well is even worse.
What about you?
Oh, I'm just along for the ride.
It's a weird ride to be on.
Just seeking adventure and opportunity.
A strange outlook on life, my friend.
Icklin's my
appreciate it.
friend, so I'm glad he's here.
Well, if he is your friend, then he is my friend as well.
It's good to have friends, no?
It is very good to have friends.
I can tell
So-
if Icklin's accent jives if he's from Nildon.
I'm like, so Kadem would never have met anyone from Nildon. So in
Okay.
a practical sense, no.
Okay.
You could read books, like the best you can come to are like fictional novels that you've read that have tried to describe an accent from that part of the world, like a historical fiction book. So like it's maybe not jiving in your head, but you're also like, it's also fiction, probably not that big of a deal.
Okay.
Yeah,
Never mind.
yeah.
Never mind.
Okay. So, This file is set. I will, I guess, take my place along the Peter family. Which means that if we are doing this the observable way, that we will need to do some unobservable things. If you understand what I mean.
Completely.
No.
Yeah.
There's a reason that the people want to get out. I don't know what it is. I have not visited their home in a while, or seen them at any of the balls for a while, so it doesn't matter. But there's some things going on. So we need to do some digging.
Well, we know what happened.
Yes, we do. We do know what happened. That
We need to know why they want to either keep Crows safe or railroad Paru.
my feathered friend could not say it any better.
So we need to find out who's behind this want.
It is most likely not just one person who's behind this whole affair, if you know. A saying goes that where there's one fish, there's a whole school. And
I do remember, and I don't know if this is maybe perhaps motive, as I don't know much about Christu, but when me and Paru were looking through Christu's will that she had most recently, she left all of her possessions to Croas and also a organization called Men in Coats. It seems to be some sort of charity, at least on the surface.
That's not unusual, though.
have I heard of Men in Coats?
Yeah, it's kind of a, it's, to be perfectly honest, it's not unlike kind of Amaryl's display, where there's some good intentions behind it. It's got some problematic execution, and sometimes some ableist tendencies. It kind of like, it's all over the board, but it is a charity and they mean well. These
men in coats, I need to know, are they with or without hats?
Most of the time without hats, but with collars.
Well, I'm glad to hear that they're doing the safety dance.
Yeah.
I mean, we can dance if we want to.
You leave your friends behind.
Oh
I am
gosh.
so
Your
angry.
friends don't dance and they don't dance.
You're the one who yells at us for puns, and now
Well,
you're
it's
out
not
here
fun.
making
I was
oh my
trying to
God.
elicit a band name.
Jesus.
I love it.
Oh, well, I do not know what the charity would have to do with any of this.
It's normal for nobles to give some of their money to charity. It's not weird.
Yes, I didn't know. I've only been in the city for a few months, so I didn't know if maybe someone knew anything else.
There was a girl last night. I don't know if any of you saw that. That
No.
seemed to. May I finish?
You might.
Anyway, there was a girl in the bar last night. who, after Paru's lava was knocked to the ground, ran out the bar, and I found out that the bracelet that she wore, right? She wore a bracelet. I don't know if you saw it.
No.
Was connected to some, let's say, unsavory actions.
It was Wings. I know who she is.
Do I know that? Have I heard the name Wings?
No, and I would say just based off of like kind of spending time, like you being very knowledgeable, chances are she's very new at this. She's
Gotcha.
proficient in some things outside of, you know, trying to do the anti-noble crime work that she's doing, but she's very, very new to this specific branch, so.
Gotcha. Right, well, she must be Moontown just like you, because it seems that she got her head way over in water. But there are many more of these bracelets that are left in the main town square. I do not know if the guards have found them yet.
What are these bracelets about?
From what I gathered, and I have a feeling I know which bracelets you're talking
They are
about.
slave bracelets. I will not sugarcoat it.
Slave bracelets? Like chains?
They are, in theory, yes, but more of an invisible chain, if that makes sense. Some magic that I don't understand.
They seem to be of magical nature.
Something
Yes,
like that.
they were. I know how they operated. I'm a little bit studied in magic myself. We broke the bracelet, but we didn't break the bracelet. The bracelet was damaged. It malfunctioned. And due to the poor enchantment work on it, it caused the problems. That's why Christu was so aggressive the other night. That's why she went off and tried to kill Paru.
So Christy was being like mind controlled by a slave bracelet?
It was likely at that point in time that the bracelet already malfunctioned, and whoever was controlling the bracelet had no control over her.
And you said there are a lot of these in the city?
There's a bag of them in the city that she left.
She did conduct the ritual to destroy them, if you recall.
Yes.
So.
Were they like fully destroyed?
Yeah, they were
or,
like turned to ash and dust in the
Okay.
process.
Okay. She did break them, but that means that this was, in essence, the events of the last night could be interpreted as a sort of test. There was also a noble woman who was there without being noticed, and probably others. So, we're going to play a small game of cat and mouse. I propose. If you are all in, if not, you can leave this house, in your hands of this whole affair, not be involved, Go about your merry way.
It sounds like a good thing to gain experience from. Let's do it.
Sure, I understand. Are we the cat or the mouse?
That was kind of my question as well.
Paru is a cat, so
You know, for how strong this one is, he has a very sharp brain as well. I like this one. I like this one.
It's at this point that the door opens. All right, I made my way back, and he comes in with a couple of ingredients, things. It just kind of like
startles me because I'm right next to the door.
Oh, sorry, Orchid. I should have knocked, but it's my house, so I don't give a fuck. All right, I will start cooking, and I'll just, pretend I'm not here. Or if you want to have a conversation with me, I shall shout from the kitchen. To be a good time. Oh, I did buy some wine.
I'm not surprised.
I know you aren't. All right, excuse me. And he kind of makes his way. A couple clatters in the kitchen. You can hear a couple pans and some sizzling begin as he begins to make you all dinner.
Cool. So I'm gonna stop talking like I'm a Frenchman for a second. So Antoine's basically gonna propose that we all, we set up a fake buy of more bracelets, and kind of weed that information out.
Okay. Are you looking to start this tonight? I assume. Or because the jury, the court hearing is the next day, so you guys have this day to kind of prepare.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of time.
You have I technically this would be closer to lunch based off of how much we've covered in session. This is probably closer to a later lunch. So you guys have the evening. You can go and find some of these nobles. You can talk with them tomorrow. There will be a sort of during the kind of what's the word, recess, there will be basically kind of a section dedicated to the jury where they can go and kind of discuss over wine, of course, but there will be opportunities to do that elsewhere. But you guys have today kind of to make a plan and go forward. So
okay, so I guess, does anybody else have any good ideas for as we talk in character, I guess?
So we set up a buy
Save
for
the voice
more
a little bit.
bracelets. We set up the buy for more bracelets. Who are we expecting to catch?
Probably another noble family.
okay.
Try to catch a noble family in the middle of the buy.
Or at least, if not one, then not in the buy, but more so that there's pressure and leverage during the meeting after.
Well, Wings had the bracelets. Why don't we try to get Wings and see how she acquired them, if she made them, and if she was commissioned to do it specifically by what's his name, or if I can't remember what his name was. Croas. If she was commissioned by Croas, or she just happened to be selling them to several different people.
It seemed like she was selling it to different people.
She was selling it to different families and trying to get them caught using enchantment magic, and it just wasn't working.
Why are we going after this? We know what happened, though. This is a jury about Paru.
Because even if we told all the facts, they would still, and we know all the facts point to him being innocent. Even if we told every fact, and we were as convincing as possible, they would still vote him guilty.
As you all are kind of talking about this, Zerop kind of goes in, they have a way of fabricating these cases, fabricating evidence. Maybe, finding out what that evidence will be ahead of time so it can be refuted might be helpful. I don't know, these are just ideas. Also, if you have favors from any of these individuals or somewhere up the line, now is the time to call them in, so.
Popeye, smells the rice burning.
Oh, you're right, I'm sorry.
I'm just, I mean, what if I just confess and...
Would you like to go to jail as well?
Well, I deserve to because I killed someone.
Okay. Did you step into this bar with the intention to kill someone that night?
Well, no, but that doesn't change what I did.
Did you and your friend become attacked?
Okay.
Look, I understand. It is difficult, I'm sure. I have never experienced it, so I cannot know what it felt like to have that instance thrust upon you. But what I can say is that you do not deserve to be punished for something that any person would do for people that they care about. Especially since it was not your intention, no?
No, but it's not about intention, and it's not about whether I deserve punishment or not. It's about the truth.
Okay, if you want the truth, I don't think you killed her.
No, you didn't. You didn't kill her. You defended yourself. You defended.
One of these days.
This is why I can't go out of it, because if I do, it takes me a minute to go back. And then sometimes it just
it's really hard.
travels.
Hold on.
What I was going to say was, it wasn't. Well, you did hit her on the head. Me and
I know.
Iglin had stabilized her. Under any normal medical thing, she should have lived.
Well,
It wasn't-
Obviously, I did some sort of damage that couldn't be fixed.
No, you didn't. It was the spell in the bracelet. It was the, as you described, the slave bracelet. It almost destroyed her mind. If I understand, the magic was so deeply intertwined with her mind that when it malfunctioned, her mind was shot.
Right. And if you remember, myself and Caden spoke to Paru on his way to go to the house. Not to do anything drastic, he told us a bit about what happened. And is that he went to the hospital and the things that happened there, and that he chose to let her go, and he had to do something very hard. But if I remember correctly, in the paper, the reporter got the professional opinion of someone working on the body. Right? So maybe we uncover the truth to them, perhaps? Or go get them to witness?
And then what?
Okay.
witness of what actually happened. I mean, we don't know how her death or whatnot. They just said in the paper that it definitely decreased her death, but it doesn't say if that was actually Paru's fault.
Okay. So now we understand that how the doctor said that she died. But then, what does that tell Paru?
The case is based on.
Here's the thing, Orchid. Even if you were to confess, that does not exonerate Paru. That is not how the court system works here. It is unfortunate, but
Paru is.
it's a little more messy than simply finding who is guilty and who is innocent.
If you admitted to it, you'd be admitting to murder, and Paru could still go away for having enchantment magic items. It's two separate crimes. They aren't even accusing him of murder. They're accusing him of using enchantment magic.
Maybe I could have been the one using the enchantment magic. If I have to go away from one thing, just send me away for both, right?
Well, considering you didn't commit the murder, I would like to not see you go away for something else that you didn't do either.
And
It's
you
no better
cast a spell?
situation for Paru.
If Crowis had not
Can you cast a
the
spell?
bracelets on her, and the bracelets wouldn't have gone wrong, she wouldn't have become aggressive, and she wouldn't have attacked. It's not your fault.
Can you cast a spell? Any spell.
Maybe. I don't know.
That is a no. It will be very hard for you to make them believe that you were the one who enchanted there. Look, I understand. And you are coming from a very good place. Okay? And I know you do not like me, so whatever. But I understand that you are a good person. If you do not want to sell your hands of what actually we must do, that is fine. You were never part of this conversation. But there aren't many regular options for us left.
Well, if we really are trying to find the source of the bracelets, I know there's another middleman that I'd really like to not involve. That gave Wings the bracelets. I think it was Wings.
Yeah, Wings provided the bracelets, yes.
And you know who provided the bracelets? How did you come across these?
I overheard a conversation.
Insight check on that.
Orchid, whatever you want to roll.
That's 17.
Okay. Okay. That was, oops, I rolled insight on accident. That would have been, oh, hi Bilbo. That would have been a 9 anyways. That part isn't, it's not a lie.
It's a half truth.
There's definitely a lot omitted
Okay.
A conversation was overheard.
Okay. I'll just
Drop it.
let her continue.
I knew the one voice. But I don't know that that's particularly helpful.
Yeah,
Something's up with his.
Oh, what's going on with
Video.
my camera, guys?
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm fine. It just looks like my camera's dying.
Okay, so you
Hold
can
on.
hear and we
Yeah,
can
I got
hear.
everything. I can
Okay.
hear everything. It's fine. Give me a
Do
second.
we want to take our break?
Yeah,
See,
I was about to say this is a
would be
great time to take a break.
our break.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll see you all soon.
Technical difficulty sign that we can like put up here.
Get that.
And welcome back.
We fixed it.
Welcome
We
back.
fixed everything.
I'm
Yeah.
not
No time
dying.
passed for you at all.
The VSync is no longer out. I
don't
don't
know
know if
what
that's the right
happened there.
terminology. That's something that Luke said.
The fuzzy wuzzies was not. I tried.
All right,
His
we're moving
camera
on.
works now.
Yes. Anyways, so back to things. You all are just getting done with your conversation. Zarab has brought out what seems to be a steaming plate of rice. It's got fish on it. It's got it does seem he was able to find kind of some simple carrots, which he glazed and put a little bit of something on. But he has a dish prepared for you that is very well rounded and simple, but nonetheless well spiced.
We eat it and then continue.
Happily. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You're most kind.
Absolutely. I miss having I miss hosting. It's not something that I get to do very often, so thank you all for being here.
Papa, you've never hosted.
Shush, they don't need to know that.
So, I have a way, I think, where we can find the right buyer. Orchid, you said that you know where these are being supplied from?
They're coming from a smuggler.
Do you have a name?
Yeah. Captain Marisol of the Rain Queen is the one that was having the conversation.
What was the ship name?
The Rain Queen. But like REIGN.
Rain.
Yeah.
Was this a port ship or an airship?
It's a water ship. Sea.
You know that we do not get many airships here, right?
Only from the mail.
Yeah, that's pretty unique. Now this is she's wanted, so she normally comes in with somebody else as captain, but she's usually the captain, just all the paperwork in.
Is the Inkling the ship she normally uses, or is that a personal ship that she keeps, out of prying eyes?
Well, she's kind of fond of it, so she usually has someone else running it.
They get in the port, of course, right?
Yeah. So she runs it out at sea, as far as I understand, and they have someone
How do you
else.
know so much about this smuggler?
Well, because I'm the one who caught her, and then she found out something about me, and she's been holding that over my head. So, that's kind of why I've been trying to avoid her. Thanks, Bilbo. She's helping.
So,
I'm helping!
The tail stroke is just.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Okay, she's sitting. I was about to put her on the floor.
so,
Well, you are very open with your information, and I appreciate that. Is she important now, or docked, or?
She was as of, well, last night. That's when I heard her. Well, yesterday afternoon.
Does she usually leave very quickly? Does she take a lot of time?
Yeah, it depends on what job she's doing.
Do you know what race she is?
Why does that matter?
Because she
she's
probably can't tell me what she looks like.
Illithrin. I mean, I haven't seen her. I've just heard her described, and so people say she has like purple eyes and like an undercut.
Oh.
Well, that nailed it down.
She's fairly young, I think. I mean, I'm not really sure about Illithrin ages all that well. I don't know.
Does she have a
Shall we
particular
go to
smell?
the docks then and see if we can find a conversation with a
She does have a particular smell. A lot of people do. I don't think they realize it. You can't really place it though most of the time. It's kind of like a just you know who it belongs to. You know, it's not.
So you cannot describe what my smell is or the smell of my house?
Well, the smell of a house is saffron. It's very overpowering. So that kind of lingers on you with the smoke as well. That's pretty heavy. Kind of a combo. It gives me a bit of a headache, I'll be honest. And
Well,
if we find Marisol, what are you planning then? We find her, get some information on the bracelets, then what?
well, I was preferring not to involve her at all.
well,
Told you
you
about her
said that
ship.
you said that she was holding things over your head.
Yeah, which is why I don't want to involve her at all.
Would you like to have that issue non-existent?
Well, yeah, but you can't undo information that somebody knows.
Well,
That maybe it's true for some people, but you can prevent them from doing anything with that information. Yes.
You suggesting I blackmail her back?
No. Okay, I would never have you do something so dangerous. No.
Well, I don't know. You
But-
never really seem to have all the common sense in the world.
Oh, that hurts. I bring you into my beautiful home and you say some painful words. I mean, I will not throw you out for them.
She's not wrong.
Some people.
I'm just saying you like to go around and poke the shock. Stir things up. You're not really one to keep out of trouble. Just kind of.
I'd like to think of it as trouble finds me. But
No, I think you're pretty active at it.
either way, I think
Thing with
that
right up some shock nostrils says, "Oh, a shock find me." It's not true. It just rolled right into my fingers there.
Aside from the casual,
the captain can be maybe placed into a situation where she won't be able to talk to people, as well as whoever this a family that is buying the bracelets at least will end up.
Honestly, I don't trust you to not get me in more trouble.
Well,
I wouldn't talk either, Kadam. Been
I-
causing a lot of trouble since you've been around. Any reassurances you were about to offer and not gonna help.
I really wasn't looking to offer reassurances, but maybe a different way to help Paru. That is all.
I'm not open to
we should-
that.
Should we be finding out what information they have? What they're going to try to go against Paru with? What half-assed information they have at that?
shouldn't we perhaps look into finding out?
Who would be bringing this case against them? Did the paper say who would actually be? Probably, I'm sure whoever
Who
it is
is-
was wanting the talk of the town.
Who is running the trial? Who is the accusation?
do I know, I guess, any judges or whatnot in the town, or did the newspaper say anything about who the judge was?
The newspaper did not say anything about the judge. I would say it's pretty sensible to draw that the parents of Christu are the accusers in this situation, though.
Okay.
Not necessarily the judge, but the prosecutors. Is that right?
And
Prosecutors.
Yeah, thank you.
Christu's family is which one? The
Taxonaries.
Yep, Taxonari.
Excellent.
Crow's family is surprisingly absent from anything. If he indeed has a family here.
It will probably be the choosing families of whoever was betrothed outside of Paru to his woman.
Okay. Would they have the information we need? Maybe figure out what they're trying to bring
Well,
against them?
they talk to us.
It's something to try to get ahead. Maybe we can at least disprove it for something, give you ammunition to work with to try to sway minds inside the jury box.
Wait a moment. Wait. If perhaps they're having the trial confirmed for tomorrow, does that mean that they've already captured Paru?
Maybe they're going to try him in absentia.
This would not surprise me. Especially since that paper was definitely not written before whatever you three were doing at that time.
So this city can just accuse anyone and they don't even have to be in court?
I
Basically,
mean, yeah.
there's literally the royal family of Iderheen on this jury. They can basically do whatever they want.
Under scrutiny of that family, yes, but yeah, more or less.
A little different than Neil Dam, maybe.
The fact that you say that tells me many things.
I am just making a statement. Unless, of course, that statement has some meaning to you.
I will remain silent.
So who do you think? We set up the bracelets, we tried to catch one of the family members, we used them as leverage, but then we still need to convince at least.
So, who said anything about capturing anybody?
I never said capturing, I said we needed leverage. We catch them in the act of doing something, use that as leverage, and we try to get some people on the side. But even if we have you and someone else, we still need at least probably 2-3 other people to agree with us in order to have Paru be set free. This will give us for sure one extra. Would
He might not even be captured.
it'd be nice for him to be able to walk through the claw not wanted.
Maybe. Never
But-
felt like he ever felt at home here.
True. Do you know anyone else on the jury panel who will be, I guess, deciding his innocence or guilt? Do you know?
Yes, I
anyone
know.
else?
I know a few of the family. Though they do not know me as a people, definitely.
if you had to guess, how many people do you think, just sitting right now, without this plan going into effect, do you think you could persuade to your side?
With enough coin, maybe a fair amount, but maybe a 1, 2, most. Definitely not the
So that gives
majority.
us
I mean, I know the Amaryl. I know one Amaryl. I don't know who'd be sitting on the jury.
Orchid, I would say you've at least been acquainted with the entirety of the family. I mean, obviously the mother, the primary figure, the best, in a lot of ways, but you've been acquainted with all of them to some degree.
I don't know that I'd be able to convince them of anything, but I could probably just easily find out which way they've swayed so far.
that could be useful. You just tell them that you know of Paru, that he seemed a decent man, and that you never known him to do such a thing. It won't do much, but you might be able to figure out how they're feeling about these situations.
I could just ask where they stand. That would be easy. Convincing them, I think it would really depend on which Amaryl was sitting on the jury.
Okay. So that may be 3 with some coin involved.
I never said it. If I had enough coin, I would be able to convince the whole jury to let this poor man go.
How much coin?
You do not want to know that number.
Well,
It's a very, very large number.
Yeah.
well,
So leverage is our best way, and
It is the only way. Unless you plan on
owing favors.
letting
I'd rather
Paru
not.
run as a fugitive.
Well,
it's not any sort of life to live.
You speak, that's like you not from experience. No?
I mean, who says I want to live as a fugitive?
Nobody was saying that yet.
so we put the word out, try to sell a bracelet, see if we catch a big fish on the hook, hopefully. Try to see what happens, and maybe try to find, if we can, maybe Orchid can figure out where at least one of her families is swaying at. Maybe she'll find out some extra information there. We don't know. But we can at least figure out where her family sits at.
Are we not looking for the source of the bracelets then?
Source of the bracelets won't matter, I think, in this case, unless we're able.
We cannot convince the town of a buy that is not going to happen. There needs to be some believability to it. I know it's not ideal, but I think we will have to be talking to your boss. Your other boss, Orchid.
It's not like you're going to get anything out of her. Silver.
And then I have some contacts I can try to use to help sway this. They're not necessarily local, but they may have some pull over here to make some things happen.
They are not locals, they will not have any say. How long have you been in the club?
Just trust me on this one.
So far, whenever you have said something like that, somehow something goes bad.
This time, hopefully, only for me.
All right. Well, we don't have a lot of time to do a lot of this. So what are we doing first?
This. We go pay our visits to the cafe on the port side near the ships. Papa, we are going out. Do you need me to grab anything while we are leaving?
No, don't bother yourself. I got everything when it was out, so I'm good for the night. I will be going to bed early anyways. Got a long voyage ahead, so I'll want to get the rest I can.
Sir Rob, is the Rain Queen in?
When I checked this morning, when I was out there, it did look like it was still here. So.
Okay.
But if we are heading
haven't been out.
We'll head out then. Kaden takes out a gold and hands it to Zarab. Thank you for dinner. I'm sure this more than covers everything.
You are too kind, and he takes it. No, take it back. I can't take it.
No, I never leave a debt unpaid.
This is not a debt, it was intended to be a gift. However, I have learned that I need to accept generosity if it is indeed generosity. Is this generosity?
It is.
Make a persuasion check. Or deception.
It's persuasion.
Okay.
15.
He got a 3. Alright. He takes it and is like, come by anytime. I mean, I won't be here, but Antoine, this is your place, so as much as it is ours, so I only regret not being able to spend more time with you all. You seem like a right good bunch.
It is good to hear you say that.
I'm just gonna lean there with Papa. I do not, you know that I do not know like half of these people, right?
It never hurts to be kind in those situations.
I understand.
I taught you that.
You might be putting it on a little too thick. Just a little bit.
What else am I going to do? I spend all day cussing at other sailors. I mean...
Papa, you are speaking regularly when we are withdrawing. They can probably hear you.
I can definitely hear you.
I think I can read your lips.
Don't worry. Some of us are not.
I'm going to go to bed. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Don't worry about this.
You know what? Get some rest. I will see you before you leave. And I just give him a pat on the shoulder and go to the door.
He goes up to you, clasps your shoulders, and gives you a kiss on the cheek, and then goes back to bed.
Okay, cool. To the docks?
I will follow you.
Let's go to the beach. Let's get it away.
Yeah.
I really don't understand how you came from him.
What do you mean?
Because he's nice.
Am I not nice? I feel like I'm a nice individual.
Nice in like a politician kind of way, like a slimy kind of way.
You're saying I'm
Like
a
an ulterior
liar?
motive kind of way.
Like a nice, freshly wrapped package.
Or here you
No.
or kid, you put the pin right in my heart.
See, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
It hurts to hear you say that.
You're very disingenuous in your holidays. You just always seems very genuine.
The secret to making one seem disingenuous is to put a little bit of genuine. Just enough.
You're also really freakishly tall.
You're even bigger than me.
Aiden's just taking notes in the corner again. He's writing down everything again.
I mean, your father's like.
I'm gonna just. Who told you? Who told you that I am tall?
I can hear where your voice is coming from.
She knows I'm tall. And you're probably higher than me.
Your voices are coming from up here.
I am about at the same height as her, so I think she probably has a decent idea of how tall I am.
Yeah, I think you're shorter than me.
If I stick my beak in the air, I'm taller.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know how long your beak is.
I really wanted you to say you have a beak.
It is not. It's not the size of the beak. It is not the size of the beak that counts. So.
This is why I like your father. Not you.
My father taught me that joke.
He probably delivers it better.
I keep walking.
Oh my gosh.
So is your father's like a really short Goliath, I guess?
My father is a human.
Oh, so you're like half Goliath?
No.
Okay.
All
Who
right.
knows? Maybe I have feathers
No, you don't have
and a
feathers.
long beak.
No, I can smell the feathers. Birds have a really distinct smell. I can hear him too. The way he
Try not to
talks
take this
with his beak clacking.
Yeah, they are not very quiet either. I
No, it
found
makes-
that out here the night.
When you notice the clacking, it kind of makes him hard to understand.
All right.
Shall we go?
So.
Oh yeah, I'll walk. Like
Yeah,
I'm just,
where are we?
I thought we were walking and talking.
I'm walking and talking.
And
Tina was like writing notes the whole time.
Kate
as
is
we were
walking and writing.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are headed towards the Rain Queen vessel. Is it the first stop, or what's the first stop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So what exactly are we planning?
To set up a business meeting, of course.
We want to get some of those fancy bracelets that she had.
I could always use my charms and
Oh,
good
God.
looks. I'm very friendly with people.
Oh my god.
Do your fangs show as you like smile?
No, I have normal teeth right now.
Okay. You know, maybe we you know what? Maybe we talk to the people outside the ship. I can handle the people inside the ship.
Well, they're all sailors. They love to gamble.
We're not playing another one of the swindle stick games.
Swindle stones.
I don't gamble, I don't know.
You've never heard of this game, Swindle Sneaks.
Oh no.
Swindle
No,
Stones?
no, swindle stones.
I imagine Ickland goes into a whole rant about Swindle Stones now.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So,
During this time, Orchid is like taking the collar off and taking her scarf off and like looking more like Orchid.
Keeping the rubber
So you-
gloves on, or taking those off?
Keeping
too?
the rubber gloves on.
Okay.
Hell
we'll play
yeah.
sometime. It's a fantastic game. Good to gamble. And
Yeah, sure.
great to get information out to people. Just saying.
I am.
Especially
Cal, I'm going to
information.
send you a message. I am currently drafting a letter to send to my contact.
Okay. All right.
Okay, if we are, yeah, so I guess, are we at the ship now, or do we get to the docks, or?
Yeah, you've kind of made your way to the docks. I think I do remember you guys saying you wanted to stop by Serena's Opal. the restaurant on the docks, or are you guys skipping that?
Entirely
up to you.
I will leave that up to Orchid. If we
I don't have
stop
any
by the
reason to go
restaurant.
there.
I don't
Okay.
remember
Oh, okay.
saying that.
Okay, I thought I heard someone say we'd stop there. Okay, so you make your way over to the docks, and after kind of looking around, there is a there is a ship with a flag that seems to have a cloud with a crown around it. And asking around, you are able to figure out that this is the Rain Queen.
Cool. Is there anybody outside? If we go up to like where the gangplank is and the actual dock it's attached to, is there anybody outside?
Yeah, there are plenty of people outside. Mostly, at this point, there would be some guards employed by the city that are just sent to guard vessels, you know, when they're not as attended. You can see that there's like maybe 2 people on board. I would say that Orchid would probably know that Marisol would probably be located in her chambers below, you know, not technically on land, less of a chance to get spotted. But yeah.
Is there a
Okay.
Goliath working on the ship?
There is not a Goliath working on the ship. However, there are Goliaths that occasionally go in between, like, a ship to, like, unload cargo and carry that down to the area that you guys saw beneath that Emerald brought you all to during last session. So
They're all employed by Emerald. This entire dock is employed by her. Emerald is setting Paru up.
she
We
has
figured
her
it
own
out.
force. She has her own force that, you know, utilizes the dock, but she is not the only person who has a force that works on this.
Propaganda.
But
I figured.
All right, what are we doing? What's?
Well,
How are you going to get me out of trouble?
who says you would ever get in trouble?
I'm already in trouble. I hope you can get people out as good as you get people in.
I never get people in, only out.
So how are we getting me out of trouble?
I'm gonna approach the guards that are kind of near the ship and just be like, I have a business meeting with the captain that I was told to come here.
they look to each other. He didn't say anything about having a meeting this morning, or this afternoon, I should say. It's been a long
Well,
day.
What?
Maybe he forgot. Do you mind if I go up and check?
You can tell, like, immediately one of them is very new, and one of them's just crossing their arms, not even looking, and just staring at you in the eyes. Go ahead and make a deception check. All right, now Garrett,
Whoa.
this happens quite a bit. You can
That's
tell.
a 23.
You can tell by whether their nose is twitching if they're from this area, whether they're lying or not. His nose ain't twitching. I'm inclined to believe him.
This man has the mind of a genius.
I've been told that before. I'm
You-
real keen
you-
on it.
I cannot believe they would put you in such a low shift currently.
No, it's
The mindset is yours.
I'm needed here is what they say.
Ah,
You know, they don't have any good people during the day.
well,
You know.
just between me and you at least the varies. At least.
I think you're right. I've thought about going to Zaynth and maybe getting employed at Theteris. They have a pretty unique system of operations there. And he goes on and on and on and just kind of rambles to you for a bit.
I look like I'm really enjoying this conversation. Really, I'm just thinking, fuck, I want to get on the ship now.
After this goes on for about 5 minutes, Iglan's gonna walk away slightly, go find a little bit of mud, dirty himself up a little bit, and then he's gonna push past him. Says, "Excuse me, I need to unload." And just walk under the
Hey,
ship.
what you doing? What you doing?
Working, and I'll keep walking.
Make a deception check.
Some dirt in it. Now I look like
This will be a much
local.
higher DC, but you can go for
Working.
it.
12?
12 says, you're not really scheduled to be here for another 15 minutes. Just wait those 15 minutes and then you can go in. I know you're trying to get ahead on work. I see it all the time. You just want to get the clock out, but we have a schedule to keep. We got to keep everything up to protocol. So,
And on that, my friend, I also have a schedule to be on. I will just see myself up if I may.
Right? Yeah. Go check with her real quick, or him, and you can see him like eyes go wide, and he's like, I really meant him. It's a him.
I just say no more.
With
And
that-
I walked up on the ship.
Okay.
gonna
Do you
go-
bring the others with you,
Not me.
or do you attempt to?
I would like to bring Orchid, so I just like, Orchid. If
Oh yeah, she's on the ship quite a bit sometimes. So the two of you are able to make
If
your
you
way
wanted
in.
on, if your goal was to get on the ship with me, you could have just asked. You wouldn't have had to
Where
talk
was
to
the
him for
fun?
like 20 minutes.
where was the fun in that? Now this man has had a wonderful conversation with me, and now we are in much better relations in case anything may go wrong.
Speaking of which, you did not declare that you were disguise. Well, I guess you did. You did put on your disguise earlier. I assume it's, but then you took it off. Did you put a new one on?
I didn't. I took it off.
Okay.
I
Okay.
will say that I have changed outfits, but
Right.
I am not. Yes, I do not have my face
Right.
fixed.
Okay, so you're definitely perceived as Antoine, if working Antoine. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool. You make your way on ship, and it is a very well kept ship. Despite it being, a smuggler ship by Orchid's report, it seems that there's a very a tight protocol run here. Everything is spick and span, very clean, and you guys make your way, and there's kind of this doorway with an overarching wooden inset, if you will, where you're able to kind of make your way further in.
What do you want me to do?
Well,
Give me a hint.
I do not know my way around the ship. I was figuring you could help me find my way around.
Yeah, and when we find it, what do you want me to do?
You do not have to do much of anything. Just
So just stand there?
would you like to do something else?
Well, I really don't understand what I'm supposed to be there for.
Look. There are obviously those people, yes? That is who you most likely work with and for. I cannot simply waltz on the ship as myself without having some form of contact with these people, no?
Marisol knows I hate all of this. There's no way she would believe that I would be bringing you into the operation.
Well, maybe she needs a little bit of convincing, then, no? Look, trust me. I've done this before. And like you said, I am very disingenuous. Sometimes that works in my favor.
Yeah, sometimes.
Well,
I actually know Captain Marisol, and there's no way if you think I'm going to be some kind of go-between that she would actually believe it.
Maybe you are not willingly a go-between. Does not take two. There are different ways that people get through from the middleman, so to speak.
At this point, the guard up front says, "All right, well, your 15 minutes have passed. You can head on board."
Thank you. I will go deliver.
Oh, I thought we were
now.
I thought we were on the deck of the ship.
You
talking.
are.
Okay.
Yeah. You're on the deck. During this time, he's just been checking his watch. All right, you can head on.
I'm gonna look at it. I'm saying, "Thank you. I'm going to go deliver this letter now," and I'll pull out a letter. Just a random one that I have with me.
Yeah. Do your kobold shit.
Mail fraud.
I don't understand why you prevented me from getting on the ship for
Look,
15
we
minutes.
got a protocol that we've got to keep going, and if we don't keep it going, then everything just descends into chaos and shit.
There's no one on the dock!
If we say yes to you, we've got to say yes to the next guy who comes 15 minutes early. And we can't have people working early. It's got to be on time. We just can't have it. I'm sorry.
I don't work for you.
But you work at the docks, and we're here to govern
I
what
don't
goes
work at the
on.
docks.
This
I don't work at the
conversation
docks.
also goes for another 20 minutes. Kaden, what are you doing?
Yeah, how is Caleb getting on the ship?
He just said his internet is crashing.
Oh no!
Oh no! Wait, so is he frozen on that thing?
Yes.
Oh no!
Oh no!
He's just a swirly for me, so I don't see what you're talking about.
All right.
Oh, there
no,
he is.
he's frozen.
He
back.
He moved.
unfroze.
His eyes
back?
moved.
Oh,
Yes.
he blinked.
He's
He
alive.
blinked.
I was really frozen there. I have no idea what went on for the past minute,
Your
basically.
audio is really off. Okay. Anyways,
That's okay. We can hear him.
How are you
That's
getting
true.
on the ship? 'Cause we got on the ship. We don't know how you're getting on the ship.
Me? Kaden?
Yeah.
He's not at this point. He is writing a letter just off to the side of the ship, basically, and you see an
Okay.
owl flying around the ship.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, also, you can fly, so it would be way easier for you to get on the ship than anyone else. Anyways.
Guards are like, you can't get on the ship, and he's just like, whoop.
I am now on the
Stop
ship.
All right. So, eventually, we have Iklin, who's kind of just starting to board the ship. But before that, Antoine and Orchid, a few minutes happen before that happens. What are you guys doing?
I am going to walk to. Are there like people like sailors for the ship on the ship
It
currently, or
appears
is it
that no
kind
one
of
is. Yeah, there's no one on here.
Okay, I am going to go to where I believe below decks is.
Okay.
It's actually follow
He's
me.
back.
I am not a sailor. Liaison.
And I'll take him to the captain's quarters.
All right. You, understanding the ship a little bit better than most, know that the captain's quarters are kind of a false front. So even if he was going the right direction, it was the wrong direction. There is a trapdoor that's kind of concealed somewhere kind of behind the area that leads into a secret inlet, which is a little smaller. But as you make your way in, it does have a glass window that allows you to see into the ocean, probably reinforced with magic or other some such methods. It's very richly adorned. There are very beautiful kind of purple and blue curtains, and there's not you immediately don't notice anyone in the room, and it takes you a bit because it is even with the window there, it seems like there's a floating darkness to this chamber. And it, after a short bit, you're able to kind of adjust, and you see that there is indeed a woman in very like kind of warm tan skin with the undercut previously described, vibrant purple eyes, and as you look at them, they almost look like they have like a slight pale coloration in the shape of a crescent moon. Her hair is black, and she wears these kind of just dark leathers and struts from the darkness and goes, "Wow. I'm happy you joined me. It's nice to see you, Jojo."
Good afternoon, Captain Undercut.
I do like that name. Maybe I'll keep that one. I do love our back and forth on nicknames.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing.
Oh, come now. Don't pout. Who have you brought this delectable friend of yours?
I am
No, okay.
I'm going to attempt to like kiss her hand and just like I never heard that the mademoiselle in question was so beautiful as well as cunning.
Oh.
Well, it's not like I could tell you.
Such a gentleman, too. How did you come across him, dear Orchid?
I can't get rid of him.
Oh, what a curse. Anyways, what do you want?
I heard that there may be some merchandise that you may or may not have on this ship that could be interesting to a lot of buyers.
Depends on the buyer, depends on the coin, depends on the reason sometimes. What do you have in mind?
I have in mind, well, it's a picture of a wonderful staircase from the church cemetery on the cliff. And I see in this picture some boxes of some very nice bracelets and another box from a royal family with many coin.
Shame we're out of these bracelets. I'm imitating your accent. No, but perhaps if I were to get more of these bracelets, and she clasps your hand in hers, you could tell me how they'd be used. At this point, Icklin, you make your way to the chamber with the door open.
I get into the chamber.
Yep.
Fantastic. Door opens. I've come to deliver a letter.
He's less pretty.
Well, that's offensive. But here's your letter.
Tell.
Although something is alluring about your scales.
Oh, thank you.
That is what they are.
I'm glad you noticed the sheen.
He has scales?
Yes, I can sing too.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Hands a letter to her.
That was painful. I shall take this letter. And she puts it in her back pocket, and you kind of hear it crumple carelessly.
Okay, because it's just the menu to the opal. So like, it's just
She probably assumes it's of little importance.
yeah, right. Anyway,
Okay.
that is a fake letter. I just used it to get on the ship. Cut to the chase. I'm here to buy a slave bracelet.
Is that
I also gave the same look.
Slave bracelet is such a harsh term. Okay, that's really gonna bug me because this gets my OCD active.
I do not know who this person is, so if you would like to remove him.
It's fine. I've dealt with far worse. She waves her hand and the door shuts behind you. Look. I have not sent out any such bracelet. I have no idea what you're talking about. However, bracelets that I am aware of that have not made their way here are bracelets that alter memories. They do not dominate a person, and they can only affect but maybe 30 minutes at a time, if that. Very small, very minor enchantment with plenty of flaws. And if you tell anyone, you can be sure I will know and you will drop dead in the spot. I love telling people and then holding it over them.
I do know a thing or two about keeping secrets.
I'm standing next to him, but I want to make an insight check on Ickland on if he's actually fucking. Yeah, that's a 15.
Against Icklin's what for what?
I know a thing or two about sharing secrets.
Yeah.
Of keeping secrets.
Okay.
Yeah.
I make a check and you can whisper it to me or whatever. Or you can just tell me what it is. Yeah, I mean he's inciting you. So, you know, make maybe a performance or something check.
You're also muted.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be rolling.
Probably performance check is most adequate here, honestly. Because it's more about how you conduct yourself than it is about actually persuading or deceiving someone.
Okay.
I think I'm going to replace like regular charisma checks with performance checks because they're kind of just how you carry yourself. I think that makes sense.
Oh, now we do that.
I know. Sorry.
Not when I had a plus a million.
Oh. Wait, I can use my massive performance skill. Wait.
Performance is like the least used skill.
I know.
It is. That's
Guys,
what's
it's
going
a
through my
tragedy.
head.
Put more performance checks in your campaign.
Yes, please do.
Especially when one of your players has like a plus 12.
Hmm.
There you go, Cal.
Okay, you sent it to me, I assume.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, what does he glean from you? He got a 15. What does he glean? Do you know a lot about keeping secrets? Is that something that he thinks you know how to do?
He seems like Ickland's telling the truth.
At least as far as he believes.
I mean, it seems like he's telling the truth, but like according to what you've seen, you have no idea. But
That makes me more unnerved now.
he definitely seems like he's telling the truth. Like he knows about keeping secrets.
Okay, yeah, that makes me more worried. But I will leave it at that. Antoine is visibly just eyebrows just permanently just at like this whole interaction with of you with this woman.
Anyways,
Well,
were I to get my hands on bracelets, where would you want them, and what are you willing to do in exchange? Perhaps a favor.
typically I'd put them on my wrists.
He thinks he's funny.
You said, where would I want them?
Idiot.
No, I won't be exchanging a favor.
Then what are you exchanging? This is a transaction. And she like kind of walks her fingers up your shoulder and pulls them back. Come. This is a business arrangement. Let us sit. She waves her hand and a couple of chairs manifest. She sits down, crosses one knee over the other.
Sit down. Well, who typically buys these bracelets?
Oh, the wandering freelancer. Mostly lowlives, to be perfectly honest. No one of incredible repute.
Nothing, no one you're aware of? No.
Let me make something very clear. I don't deal with people in the limelight. If they want to deal with me, they have to send somebody who is in the shadows. Untraceable. Understood.
See, okay.
Why are you humaning this unintelligent man?
Ah. Well, first of all, unintelligent men are extremely easy to make deals with, but second of all, I'm always intrigued by a business opportunity, no matter who it's with. I don't discriminate. Man, woman,
Well.
elf, human, gnome, I don't care.
Look, I could make you a far better deal than whatever this man is trying to convince you of.
Then what is your proposition? Bring it forward.
I will. I'll bring out from my pocket my signet ring. A nobleman's word that 10,000 gold pieces will be yours, waiting under the moonlight in exchange for multiple of these bracelets.
Is this the signet ring?
This is my signet ring that I use to bullshit people.
Okay.
Or to get into like nobility hangouts and shit.
Okay. So your exchange is that you will come back and keep coming back, but you're not offering her anything right now.
Yeah. I'm not like I don't have like I'm not offering her like a box of or a bag of coin or anything.
Right.
I'm offering the word, a very powerful word though.
So some insight into her is like you can tell by the furnishings of her cabin, she's very driven by material things. So this doesn't mean a lot to her, but it is a move. It is a power move. You can make a deception check. It's going to be straight when it otherwise would be at a disadvantage.
All right. Come on. Oh, that's okay. That's a 16.
Okay. She says, such a disappointing offer. I expected so much more.
You know that the best buyers cannot show all their hand. It's the first drop of a hat.
She kind of stands up and goes to what seems to be a table on the other side and kind of spins some sort of gambling table of sorts, like just playfully, and says, yes, I suppose that shows you have some experience. That's encouraging, to say the least. I do hate dealing with newbies.
I will shoot. I will look back at Eklund and I will give him a wink. Just
I shall consider your offer. Come back at midnight tonight, and we'll discuss further.
With absolute pleasure, madame. And I'll give her another kiss on the hand.
Okay. She says, as you make your way out, as I presume you were doing, she says, and bring Jojo with you.
I'm going to stay in the cabin as they walk out.
Okay. Do you guys actually walk out?
I let Orchid go first.
Okay.
All right, I'll leave.
Okay.
Are you? Now I will look at Eklund, who's like waiting, and then like slowly close the door.
Okay.
Are you leaving?
Yeah, I was leaving behind
he's
Orchid.
gone. Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
Door shuts.
Well,
Why are you here?
Because I'm going to drop the stupid act.
I'm intrigued.
Now, I might be looking for something else. I hear that you're very good at acquiring things.
I have been known to do that on occasion. It's not my preferred method, much less lucrative, if you get my drift. But what do you have in mind for me?
Organics.
Organics?
Yes. Are you, by chance, able to acquire organic materials from creatures? Or from people? Or am I talking to the wrong type of person?
Oh, so messy. I love it. What do you have in mind? I do have someone in mind for the job.
I'm looking for exotic reptilian spinal fluid.
Okay.
You seem a little confused.
It's a very peculiar request you've made, but I have encountered those before. Are you by chance from Canaan? They are more familiar with things such as that.
No, I'm not from Canaan.
Should have known by the voice. Well, I can attempt to get this for you. I have no idea how long it'll take, but
It's fine. I'm by exotic reptilian spinal fluid. I'm sure you might know what I mean. Very exotic.
are you talking about a dragon?
Perhaps.
That is a tall order. I assume you're willing to pay handsomely for it.
Well, yes. But if you might be able to give me some sort of sample that you actually can acquire such a thing. If you even have a lead as well where one might be.
I'll work on it.
If you give me direction, because I doubt you'll be able to find someone so willing to risk themselves to acquire such a thing. But if you give me the information of where I might be able to acquire something like that,
Make a persuasion check.
I might pay you handsomely.
So you're saying, give me the location of the nearest dragon you know about, and I'll get you treasure. I'll get you, like, you know, souvenirs from it, is what you're offering.
That sounds like I didn't exactly say that, but that sounds pretty similar.
Okay.
So I
Make
guess
a
that's how
persuasion.
she can interpret it. So
Yeah,
that sounds
make
great.
a persuasion check. That's what she thinks you're doing.
14.
14? There's a newborn nest in the Fierenwood up north.
I want to take notes. I don't have my notes with me.
There's a newborn nest in the Fierenwood up north. I assume you've heard of the area?
Of course.
Hatchlings. If that even. Last I checked, they were just in their eggs. If they aren't out of them now, they should be within the next 2 months. If you go after that time, I'm sure you will have some creatures to harvest. Meet me back here. We can discuss my payment for the service. I do expect to be checking in with you quite frequently from now on.
I'm sure that our arrangement will be quite fruitful for each other.
I agree. Watch over Jojo, will you, for me?
Of course. And I'll take her hand and kiss it. Very similar to how Antoine did.
Make an imitation check.
By the way, as Orchid and Antoine are walking up the ship, Antoine definitely took a handkerchief out of his bag and is licking off the taste of kissing her hand.
Okay.
Just very much like
no.
Like a child.
Excuse me?
Nothing.
With that, the exchange is made. Icklin, you are ushered outside of her cabin. Kadem, I assume you finished your note?
You're muted still.
You are...
Yes, he is done writing his note.
Okay, let me read it real quick.
You see us walk off the ship, by the way, but
Yeah.
Icklin is definitely behind us.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Make a persuasion check with advantage, Kadem.
Wait, let me find my good dice. Okay. 15.
Okay. And if I recall, what is... chills. What is your feature, if you want to ping it on Roll20 for me? I forget when she...
Basically,
I think I might have put it in your character sheet for you, if I didn't see it there.
Yep, it is in here.
You don't have to ping it.
It says most of the time I should receive an answer through some means or another by the next dawn with adequate notice.
Okay. This is perfect. As you send this message off, there is make a perception check, actually.
Like send Sirocco out after the previous contactor that I had, and I would have them target him. Perception.
This is gold. Okay. You send Sirocco out, recalling the image of the woman that you had, and as you send Sirocco out, he flies up and then onto the ship.
God. That's funny.
Do we all see this?
Yes, this is very obvious.
No.
Orchid doesn't. But you send Sirocco up and then just right onto the ship, and you can see him like perked and pecking at the door that Antoine, Icklin, and Orchid just left through. Icklin, we'll say you're walking away and you see the bird like poking on the door, and it kind of goes peck, 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 looks to you.
Hello.
A bird is probably looking at me like I'm mad. Like, why did you send me on a message this short?
It seems your bird is a little confused, or is it your messenger?
The door opens, and the bird lands on top of Marisol, and the message that it relays is relayed through arcane means, and you see this kind of slight ethereal glow go between the owl's brain and Marisol's.
I'm going to walk as if I have no idea what's going on and do not care, and I'm just walking towards the docks.
The message basically just says, transmit this message from your previous contact last night
Okay.
to the daughter.
Okay. Shit. Okay. Yeah.
To your contact, basically. He assumes that she already is very much so in depth with everything.
She kind of like, to Icklin, she looks a little confused when she gets it, but she takes the note and takes it in, and you can see her whip out what looks to be a Fabrial quill and begins writing a message.
Is she looking confused at me?
Because you were there.
Oh. I mean,
Yeah,
It wasn't
just waiting
intended for
to
you.
say.
She's like, what the fuck is going on? Okay.
I'm
Goes back into a chamber.
walking away.
Sirocco makes his way back over to you not 5 minutes later.
Well, friend, this was a surprise. Go find lunch. And he sends him off.
Goes off. With that, is there any more business you all wish to attend to? It is getting close to midnight for us, so how is everyone feeling?
I think I don't
Whatever.
have. I feel like I need to think more on what to do.
Yep. There's
I
a
will
little
s-
bit of planning that needs to be happening right now.
Yeah.
I will say, if you don't, you will have far less time to do whatever you want to do next week than if you do it this week. So if you start in a direction, I will let you finish that direction next week in a way that is a little bit more timely. But if you start here next week, we're gonna have to zoom through it because of other content. So
Ooh.
there's a
But
risk
the thing-
reward here.
but-
Risk
but the-
reward. Risk reward.
But the thing is, I don't know what we need to start right now.
Antoine would like to start heading up towards Uptown.
Okay, that makes sense.
How exactly did any of that help me?
Did not hurt you, did it?
Quite possibly. Now she thinks I'm bringing people to her.
That may work in your favor then, too.
It would
Yeah,
not
there-
work in my favor
Why not?
because I hate her and I don't want to be part of it.
That will make her all the more humid. But who knows? She may turn a leaf. You won't, though.
I had a very tasteful conversation with her.
Yes, what was that about? If you do not mind humoring an old man.
Well, it did involve some kissing.
The perfume tastes terrible. I would
Insight
not-
check.
Some ass kissing?
Let me make sure this is. There we go.
Insight check, Icklin. What check are you making? I would say you can tell everyone like the number, but like just keep whether it's perception or persuasion / deception to yourself.
That'll be a 17. I did it
17?
with advantage because
I've been talking to Icklin for a while.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. You definitely have
So
advantage
that's
on insight
part
checks
of
against
my-
Icklin.
Oh, there was kissing involved.
Is that all that happened? You just started kissing this woman? See, you call me disingenuous.
I would also like Orchid, because you automatically get like a little bit of insight on people that you've been in conversation with a minute or longer. You definitely can tell that in this situation, Marisol loves the attention, but she has zero interest in either of them.
Oh yeah, that is true. I can like once I've listened to them for a certain amount of time, I can actually tell if they're lying or something.
Orchid, you could tell that Icklin telling the truth, it's a half-truth, really. I mean, you know.
I mean, it sounds exactly like earlier when she was telling a half truth.
It sounds like you're trying to
that's
play
true.
Fae and a human. I feel like it's gonna take us a while to get away from that, like last.
Your Nyx is showing.
Your Nyx is showing.
Okay. You
I
make
think
your
it'd be
way.
more blatant if I was Nyx.
You make your way to Uptown. Who are you intending to visit first?
I would like to visit. What was their last name? The Albani family, I believe.
Lithira?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you make your way to the Alvani estate. It is extremely adorned, and it's a beautiful, perhaps the most natural looking manor here. As opposed to pretty much every other building in the city, this building is woven from a combination of man-made architecture and the trees themselves. You can see that there are several rooms that are elevated in a tree that is centered in some kind of courtyard in the middle, and so the upper floors are actually part of the tree itself rather than further expansion of the man-made architecture. On the ground floor,
Nice. I give Ethan my coat and say, "They want you to look at this next." So
I didn't hear you. What did you say?
I'm putting my coat on you so that you look a little bit nicer, since you put dirt all over yourself earlier.
It's just on my arm. It's just on my arms.
Right.
the coat covers the arms.
Cover up the arms at the very least. They want you to look nice and clean when they go inside.
Okay.
Fur vest, crop top, suit coat.
Yeah, I'm not wearing a crop top. It's just like a fur vest thing that's open in the front. I'm bare chested.
It's all well, but it's like short, isn't it? Did
Yeah,
we discuss
it's like-
this? It
it's-
is kind of
yeah,
crop toppy.
It is short. It's kind of it's like an open crop top thing. Now I'm just wearing a suit and a bare chest. That's fine.
Yeah, with scales. Don't forget the scales.
There's scales. I mean, at least I'm wearing my
foreign.
mask. Therefore, I'm decent.
It's traditional, okay?
As you get to the estate, Lithira herself is the one at the door with her vibrant red hair cascading across her shoulders. She is dressed in some kind of sheer top that is very kind of tastefully at the shoulder line and just kind of drapes through, and these large billowy sleeves. And she wears a practical short skirt. As she comes to the door, Antoine, it's been a while.
Mm-hmm. May I come in?
Yes, of course. One moment. And she, she unlocks the gate that's kind of between you guys and says, "Oh, you can all come in. It's just so my father doesn't." And she kind of like prestidigitations everybody as they pass to try and like clean up like little spats. It's like he you know how he is. You're muted,
I
Mike.
will-
Sorry. Great, fantastic. Hands the coat back.
I'd keep the coat on.
Mm,
Anyways, we'll
Okay.
be over here. We'll try to make the interaction with my father quick. And so she kind of leads your group into the manor.
No. This, we don't need to talk to your father. I actually came to talk to you for a moment. Strictly business.
Oh, she goes at ease. She's like, well, at least let us go find a place to sit. And she leads you kind of this concealed, hedge shrouded area that works almost like its own sort of courtyard. Vines work up these grand pillars that reach about 10 feet tall. There is no particular awning, but there's like almost a sparkle in the empty space between these pillars, framed by a circle that seems to imitate a translucent night sky. There are seats, somewhat comfortable, simple benches.
Interesting place to conduct business.
Well, it does this. She snaps her fingers and like arcane translucent walls descend around them. We can't be heard.
Poke the wall.
It like pulses. You can see like translucent like ripples, but it's semi-physical, so you can walk through it.
Cool. Can we see through it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's see-throughable. What did you have in mind?
Well, I was wondering if you had anything, any interest in the terrible business that happened last night.
Well, my family has decided that I'm going to be on the jury.
Interesting.
Are you related
Do they
to...
have a certain opinion that they want you to have?
Not exactly. Being ambassadors from the foreign kingdom, they are less motivated by the strict view on magic here. They feel as though they're focusing on the wrong criminal activity, if you will. To be honest, I don't think they care which way I lean. Do you have a stake in this?
No, but I have
Make a deception check.
uh,
Oh, she got a natural one.
nice. I got a natural 20, so
Yeah, she's following you.
I have reason to believe that there may be some parties that wish for the young cat to make a distraction, if you will.
Well, it doesn't surprise me, as many of the politics here are wrapped in scandal and lies and whatnot, not to mention these outrageous gender norms. Do they make any sense to you? Sorry, different topic. So what do you want me to do? Just
I
be
would just-
straightforward, Antoine.
I was just coming here to see if you had any more information than I did, and just to say hello.
You can see after this exchange, there is a lot of decompression happening across her body language. At this point, Orchid, with your feature, you are able to determine that she was expecting the conversation to go in a direction that it never touched. Continuing. Well, to be perfectly honest, I am inclined to sign with the Tabaxi. Well, I should clarify the accused Tabaxi, as the accusers are also Tabaxi.
That was... why so quick to make a choice? Didn't you wait until the trial?
Let's just say I've been made aware of some things.
Such as?
She kind of looks around nervously to make sure that there are no guards coming around. She leans in and goes, I've been sneaking around a little bit.
Yes, I noticed that last night. Continue.
She kind of smiles, a sly smile. Like it's there's something where there's something that she feels like she has on you. You get in this moment. Well, just to say that's the only time I've been sneaking. But regardless, I know things that I didn't know when we were young. Let's put it that way. And I've tried to make myself aware, tried to make myself educated. And among me are some of our old friends. So I'm not the only one going in that direction. Without too much, we'd love to see some change happen in this place.
And these friends are on the jury as well?
Sorry, could you clarify that for me? The mouthful and the French accent did not quite work for me.
No, totally understandable.
You're picking berries off the shrubs, I feel like.
If there are berries on the shrubs, he's totally picking berries on the shrubs. And are these friends of yours on the jury as well?
Some of them are your friends too. If you like, I can save you time and maybe relay a message.
Oh, no.
Actually, yes. Actually, not guilty. Can we please stop?
There's no need for charade around me. And she addresses Orchid. Yeah, I will absolutely spread that. We were kind of leaning that direction already. It's not all of us, so it'll be a work to get a majority.
Who isn't?
Well, who we can count on for sure is, of course, Von Kui. Always playful, that bastard.
I want to know who you can't count on.
Well, we are not in contact with Smith, or Richter, or Pitoef, or... Let me see. And she pulls out the paper for reference again.
I am the Pitoef, so you do not have to worry about that one.
Oh. That makes sense, now that I think about it. Huh. I assume you'll be wearing one of your outfits.
Nope. I am going. They only know me as a poorer boy. Why would I wear one of those?
Fair enough.
Anyway, who is else?
We do not have contact.
Smith.
Vallejo? We do not have contact with Venestra, Estratello, Amaril, and Ira. We have no contact with.
Or the majority
Most
is
of them,
not
yes.
in favor.
We have about 2 people other than me that we can contact, but nothing beyond that. We might be able to sway something with Estratello, but that depends on how dinner goes tonight.
Well, I hope you have a wonderful dinner then.
Me as well.
Well, we should probably go on our way, yes?
Yes. Thank you for stopping by. It was ever so nice to see you. Snaps her fingers. Barrier goes down. Walks you over to the gate.
I give Iklin one of the berries that I've been eating on the whole time. It's quite good.
Okay.
Thank you.
As you make your way out,
I also tried to hand Orchid one, but I feel like Orchid does not take it at all.
Absolutely not.
Who has the highest insight that can see?
Damn it! Let me just clarify. That can see.
I got a +2.
I
Same.
also have a +2.
Same, we're all the same.
Okay, one of you can make a check for something fun.
I'll
Rock, paper,
make the check. Oh, there's no way we're 3-way rock, paper,
No,
scissors.
just make the check.
Somebody roll.
I got it.
I'm rolling.
Okay.
Whoever gets the dice first.
Eklund kind of makes some sense, flavor-wise.
I'm gonna use my inspiration on this roll.
All right.
Yeah, why not? 13.
Okay. As you all leave the estate, you look back just in time to see Lithyra kind of eyeing Orchid a little bit.
Part of Orchid.
What?
What part of Orchid?
You didn't roll a high enough insight check to know.
What part?
But there's kind of like a subtle smile and trying to conceal it in the moment.
So,
How does Iklin make sense? I don't understand.
Because Icklin's
I
playful.
don't understand this either.
so how did the meeting go? Who did they discussed who was on our side and who wasn't?
Oh,
yes.
you were there. All of you were there. You're good.
Unless you didn't come in with us.
Yeah, unless you specifically didn't. She invited everyone.
Okay.
If you guys do want to go ahead and head for the night, we can go ahead and call it. I see a lot of yawns. So.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like
Yes.
I'm hitting that point.
Absolutely.
We'll
So-
send messages throughout the week trying to figure out what the hell.
Yeah,
we're
Yeah,
you
with
guys
all this
can-
What are you
info.
doing, guys?
All right. Well, with that, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you all next week.
Thank you. See you
Bye.
later.